I'm so glad that you're here today. So, today we're going to talk about dissertation. If you're watching this, if you're here, either you are deciding whether to pursue your PhD or you're already in the process of it. So, what I want to talk to you about today is why half of people who start their PhDs don't finish. Half of people who start fail at completing their PhD. And I believe that the percentage is higher for people of color. I'm going to give you three reasons why that is, and then give you some information or some suggestions to help you along. First reason that 50% of people who start their PhDs don't finish is because of preparation or the lack thereof. The second is unrealistic goals or expectations. And the third one is support, not having support. So let's talk about preparation. Preparation can be how you were prepared in your previous, like for your master's level or your bachelor's level. What did you learn? What did you do in your previous academic life? Did you learn how to do research? Do you understand what is required? What about writing skills? What about research skills? Interpretation, um, looking for resources and understanding how to analyze peer reviewed information, preparation, prior preparation. Writing is a big thing when you come to your PhD, knowing how to formulate proper sentences and to lead your guide, your audience through your dissertation. It's not like writing a paper. It's not like anything you've done ever before. Your PhD, your dissertation is something totally different. If you have not done this before or had specific preparation in it, there's a good chance that you were not quite prepared for this. Another thing for preparation is the time that it takes. The dissertation process can take up to 7 years in most institutions. And that is the time that you're given. Have you accounted for the time? That's just to complete the dissertation. What about studying? What about the research? What about the writing? What about the editing that goes into writing a dissertation? Not to forget about the formulation and the design of your research topic, your proposal. All of those things you have to prepare for. Then the other thing in preparation is the financial piece of preparation. How much is it going to cost you? If your employer is providing support or financial support for this, um, for how long and for how much? After that, are you prepared to take up the slack on that? If you are getting financial assistance, how much do you have? Do you have enough to finish? So prior preparation is one reason why people don't finish. They weren't prepared for what they thought they knew was coming. Another thing, um, another reason why half or more of people who start their PhDs don't finish. Their expectation. Do you know what to expect when you start this journey? Unless you have completed a PhD, unless you have become a PhD previously, you may not understand what to expect. So you come into this possibly with the expectation that this process will be like your master's program. It will not be like that. It is something totally different. Think about um, what a PhD is. You are a philosopher, you are a thinker, you are a creator of new knowledge based on what we already know in the literature. So there is no assignment prompt given to you. Right? There are no set resources given to you. There isn't even a topic given to you. All of that is yours to do. You are becoming or will become a PhD. You don't get a PhD, you become a PhD. You become a thinker, you become an expert in your field, the topic and the specialization that you have chosen. This is a totally different thing than anything you have done before. And your expectations, which include your mindset, has to change and adapt to this process. Many times I have had clients who came in with expectations and they want to run through the process. I'm going to get this done. And it doesn't work like that at all. Think about your topic. Is it feasible to do your topic? Is it something that is going to contribute to your specialization? Is it something that's going to further or contribute to the theory? Is it worth doing? Can you do it? When you design your study and you will have subjects, are you able to find a population or a sample for that reasonably? Is your topic broad enough or narrow? Is it too broad or is it narrow enough so that it is unique and something new? If you think about the great expanse of the knowledge base, are you certain that if you decide that I want to understand why uh, people smoke, you know that's been done? It's too broad. You have to really narrow that down to something that we don't know, but we need to know. And then if we don't know it, there are consequences for that. There's a negative consequence for that. That all comes from your head. That is not something that has been prepared for you that you can build upon. You are building new knowledge. And that is a mindset that I think a lot of candidates don't understand coming into this process. You are creating the new knowledge based on what we already know. And depending on the method that your research problem dictates, you may be the instrument. And that's another expectation that, or misguided expectation, that when you decide to pursue your PhD and you have a topic and you say, okay, I'm going to do a qualitative study. That's not the way that it works. What is the problem that you're trying to address? Is it best addressed qualitatively or is it best addressed quantitatively? We can't arbitrarily choose which one to do. That goes against the scientific method all the way. That's another misconception of how things would work for the PhD. Okay, there are others that are unrealistic. The expectations that you're going to get through quicker than you should. You don't want to do that. That if it's something that you would like to do, that you can do it. That's not always the case. If there is no research, previous research on it, then that's an indication that you may need to narrow your topic or change it because nobody is concerned about it. It's not something that anyone is looking at if you can't find any research on it. The flip side is if you find enough research, then you may be able to say that this has already been done. If it's already been done, then you're not adding anything new to the knowledge base, right? So even though we have a desire to address a certain thing, it depends on what's in the literature prior to whether it is something that's feasible for you to do. Can you actually create new knowledge from the topic that you're interested in? Okay. Sometimes it's something that we're very close to, and that's a good thing because you will be the expert in it. But sometimes when you have a topic that you're very close to, we tend to be blinders and we go toward this process and trying to prove what you think you already know. That's not research. If you say, well, I know that this is a discriminatory process in society, and I want to find out why this is happening to this group of people. Okay, well, it sounds like you think you already know about a discriminatory process, and you are doing your research in the hope of confirming what you think you already know. That's not research. That's not dissertation research. That's the mindset. You have to change that. There are many others, but these are the ones that derail people, in my opinion. The other thing is support. The third thing that keeps people from finishing their PhD, 50% or more, is support. Now, support can come in different away from work, your family, the school in general, and then your dissertation chair. This is where you need support. When I spoke to you earlier about your writing skills and being able to articulate what's in your mind, if you didn't learn to do that at the master's level or at the undergraduate level, then there should be resources at your institution to help you with that. Is that there for you? Is there a writing center that can help you? Is there a writing coach that can help you? Is there a librarian that you can get to on the weekend that can help you to find research so that you can find a gap in the literature? Okay, so you can find evidence for what it is you'd like to do, or for the theory that you'd like to do, or for the methodology that you'd like to do. Is that kind of support there for you? If it's not, and you still are trying to move, it gets to be very discouraging if you don't have that support. Your family, becoming a PhD, you need family support. Either someone is going to have to cook because you're studying, or clean, or wash the clothes, or see after the children, pick up the kids, get up early, stay late. Somebody has to help you in that. If that's not there, it's going to be very difficult for you to have the time and to dedicate the time that you're going to need to complete this process. So you need family support. If you don't have someone, or if your family is not willing to support you in that way, hopefully they'll just stay out of the way, just not get in your way, and let you go on and get your business done. The other thing is your school. If you have extenuating circumstances in your life, and who doesn't, will your school support you in that? What is their policy or their process for that type of situation where you may have to step back from your PhD study, or if you need additional time for your PhD study? Is your school behind you? Do you have a dedicated advisor to assist you when you need help? And then the last thing is your dissertation chair. Your dissertation chair is very important in this process. This is the person who will help you, to walk you through. Now, don't get me wrong, you are the independent researcher. It is your job to do the research. It is the chair's job to guide you. Okay? So if you come to the chair with a certain topic that you want to pursue, and it is not in alignment with a certain methodology, your chair should tell you that. And it should come in communication that is empathetic but straightforward, and as close to the beginning of your program as possible so that you can pivot. And then it should give you guidance as to how you can uh, formulate your topic or your purpose or your problem in order for it to be viable. Okay. Your chair is very, very important. Are they knowledgeable of your topic? Or are they trying to do their research through you? So this is your study, and your chair is to help you and to guide you. You need their support. If you are not finding resources that you need to find, will your chair help you? If you are having difficulties outside of academics, sometimes your success doesn't have anything to do with the academic, with the school. Maybe something happened and you needed to move, or you lost a job, or your computer broke down, okay? Or something happened that's preventing you from being as productive as you'd like to be, and you feel like you might want to quit. Can you contact your chair? That is part of the process. Not every chair or committee are involved in that way. And speaking of committee, what is your committee's role in you finishing your dissertation? Depending on your institution, you may have a dedicated person on your committee whose specialization is in methodology. You may have one who specializes in statistical analysis, and you may have one who is an expert in your field of study. Maybe, maybe not. Not all institutions do that. So what is the role of your committee in your success? Do they support you? Can you reach out to them and ask questions about how to proceed in a certain part of your dissertation. So those are three things that may keep half of people who start to not to finish. But what you can do is to ask those questions up front. If you are trying to decide on a PhD program, ask those questions about what is available to you as far as support. Ask how long it may take. Ask about your chair. Can you choose your dissertation chair in your committee? Not all institutions allow that. If you have an issue, are you able to change a person in your committee or your chair if you desire to do so? Okay. Those are things that you really want to know, and they should be in writing so that you can review them at your convenience and make an informed decision. If you have questions about the dissertation process, please email me, put something in the chat, send me a message, and I am willing to answer any general questions about the dissertation of the research process, including how to choose a topic, how to formulate your research problem, your research questions. If you are doing a qualitative study and you need advice about interview questions or subject matter experts, SMEs, if you have questions about the internal review board or your IRB, which you will have to go through, if you have questions about the city training, anything from start to finish, send me questions. What is it that you'd like to hear about on this channel? And I was so excited about having you here. My name is Dr. Thomas. I want to let you know who I am. I am a PhD in industrial and organizational psychology. I am a dissertation coach and mentor. I have helped many people to get through this process, and I would love to see you be successful. I am a coach for businesses and individuals to help them to reach their potential in both personal and their professional lives. So if you have questions or you have topics that you would like to know about, or you would like to me to discuss, please let me know. And understand that in your dissertation process is not just becoming the PhD. You are a person with very unique circumstances and mindsets, personalities, strengths, and challenges. And in order for you to get through this process, you should be treated. You have to be treated as an individual, as a whole individual, coming to become something more, which would be a PhD. So look for that as you go through your process and go through your selection of your program that you'd like to be in and where you may be right now. Are you taking time out for yourself? Sometimes you need to step back from that literature review. Sometimes you find something that looks very interesting, and before you know it, you have gone into a whole nother direction with the literature because the literature base is very wide. Okay, so it has been so good. I'm glad to have you here. And we will talk about something else next time. I've just given you those three derailers. But in our next talk or in another talk, I will tell you more about choosing a topic and how to narrow it down. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.